viewers, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing really well. So today's video is going to be about how to build a wardrobe that you actually love. Now this is something that I started doing about 8 years ago, and it has really helped me to not do impulse purchasing. So we're going to talk about some ways that I utilize to help me build the wardrobe that I love. Now, before we dive into today's video, I wanted to thank each and every one of you that have landed on my channel and subscribed, because we have over 1,000 new members here on my channel. So thank you to each and every one of you that come back every single week to watch my videos. Now, when it comes to your wardrobe reflects who you are, not just what you buy. And you are the only person that is in control of your style, not the brand. And when it comes to how you feel when you purchase an item and you wear it time after time, this is a clear indicator of a purchase that was made with good intentions. And remember, it is not about perfection, but rather about building something that is uniquely you. Now, if you are just landing on my channel for the very first time, my name is Teresa, and this channel is all about leveling up and becoming more elegant and more graceful. And if you're interested in that, please go ahead, subscribe to the channel, and join our community of women that are becoming more elegant and more graceful. Now, without further delay, let's jump straight into today's video. So what does it mean to really build a wardrobe that you love? So the first consideration is, when you try on a piece, ask yourself, how do you feel wearing that piece? Do you feel beautiful? Do you feel confident? Do you feel noticeable? Or do you feel like you've sort of disappeared into the background of the item that you're wearing? Or do you just have pieces sitting in your closet that you never reach for? Now, this is what it means to build a wardrobe that you love, because when you feel beautiful, when you feel confident, when you feel good in the pieces of clothing that you wear, you are most likely going to reach for those pieces time after time and year after year, which is going to give you your cost per wear, which we're going to be talking about here later in this video. But this is what it means to build a wardrobe that you love. So the first tip that I consider before purchasing any new item are these 4 things: the fabric, the fit, the color, and also the versatility. So let's talk about each of those items in a little bit more detail. So when it comes to fabric, choosing better quality fabrics are going to give you more longevity in the item that you're wearing. And also, when it comes to the fabric of material, you also want to pay attention to whether or not the material is going to peel, or it's going to shed or fade or something like that, because this is not going to be an item that you're going to reach for. Therefore, you're not going to love it. So we always need to consider the quality and the type of fabric before we purchase any item. And some of the fabrics to look for are things like merino wool, cashmere, silk, cotton, and there are some other types of material that are natural fiber materials that are going to last for a very long time. Now, the next thing that I look at is the fit of the item. So this is something that I think that is super, super important, is how does this item fit your particular body type? Now, I've spoken about this in one of my previous videos, because some of the things that might fit another person's body type might not be beneficial for your particular body type. So we always need to pay attention to how the item fits our body. Is something too oversized for your particular body type, or is something a little bit too tight, but because of the fact that you like the item, you are still going to try to wear it? So the fit of the item is super important because if the item is way too tight, you are most likely not going to wear that item for a very long time. And one of the things that happens when we wash any of the materials that we wear, it's going to shrink a little bit over time. So you want to make sure that you have the proper fit of the item that you are going to be purchasing. And also, when an item fits you really well, it's just going to look better. It's just going to give your particular body type the enhancement that it really needs, instead of something that is way too tight and it looks like you're having to hold your breath to stay into the item. So the second thing that I always pay attention to is the fit of the item. When it comes to denim jeans, that is something that I usually go up a size in because denim is a very tight material and I just don't think it looks really good, nor is it comfortable to have on a super tight fitting pair of denim jeans. And take these jeans that I have on today. These are a pair of H&M denim jeans, but I always get them a little bit too big so that I can either tuck a shirt or a sweater on the interior of the denim jeans. And so they still look like they fit me really, really well. So the fit of the item is the next thing that I think about before purchasing a new item. Now, the next thing that I look at is the color. The color of an item is really important. Is it a color that you love? Most of you know when it comes to my wardrobe that I love, I choose primarily neutrals. And when it comes to the color, if it's a brighter color that you love wearing, you need to make sure that this is a color that is also going to be versatile with some of your other pieces, but that it's a color that you can wear in many different seasons of the year. There are some colors that do not pair well in certain times of the year. It doesn't mean that you can't love bright colors or things that have a lot of multiple colors in them. It's just something that you need to consider before purchasing the item, because if the item is a color that you do not really love, then you're not going to reach for that item. Now, the last thing when it comes to this is versatility. So one of the reasons that I choose neutrals is because most of the items, for example, this particular burgundy cashmere sweater can be paired up with at least 7 or 8 more things, if not everything that I have in my wardrobe, because neutrals always pair well with a lot of other neutrals. The versatility of the items that you purchase is going to be super important. Is it an item that you can only wear with one other thing? One of the rules that I looked at was before purchasing an item, consider whether or not you can wear that item with 3 or 4 other different things in your wardrobe. If the answer to that is yes, then it's a purchase. If it is no, then it's a no. Now, the second tip I have is to take an audit of your wardrobe. Pull out those items in your wardrobe that you do not wear, because remember, we are building a wardrobe that we absolutely love. So items that have been sitting in the back of your closet that you have not worn for 2, 3, 4 years or more, these are items that you are most likely not going to wear. And this is going to allow the space for you to replenish your wardrobe with the items that you are going to wear and that you are going to love. The next thing you need to do after removing the things that you do not wear is to identify the gaps within your wardrobe, like a white button-down shirt. Do I have a white button-down shirt, which I know will pair with anything in my wardrobe? Do I have a nice blazer, for example, which you can dress up or dress down? Do I have a pair of nice trousers, a pair of denim jeans? Identify the gaps that you have within your wardrobe. And this is called creating a capsule wardrobe. When it comes to a capsule wardrobe, these are the items that are going to be your go-to items to pair up with pretty much anything that you have in your closet. So do an inventory of the gaps that you have in your wardrobe, and then you're going to start filling in these gaps that you have. But once again, we're going to make sure that what we fill in and put into our wardrobe are going to be pieces with better quality materials. Now, when it comes to our wardrobes, I did not want to leave out footwear because a lot of us women love shoes. Let me know in the comment section down below how many of you ladies have more shoes than you can actually wear. Shoes are really important when it comes to styling up our outfits and building a wardrobe that we really love. I wanted to just share a little story with you ladies about a pair of shoes, and if I had them here today, I would show you ladies these particular shoes, but I donated them so quickly. I went to this restaurant and I wore these shoes, and I was walking around and it was like a concrete walkway, and I actually was walking around for about 30 minutes before I started to get blisters on my heels. And so I had to go back to the car, put on some trainers, and then go back into the restaurant because my heels were actually bleeding. So luckily I had some Band-Aids in my purse because I always carry sort of things like that. And I was able to tape over the back of my heels because they were literally bleeding. When I got back home, I could not wait to drop these shoes off to the donation center. So this is what I mean with doing an audit of the shoes that you have in your closet as well, because I would never ever reach for those shoes again after having blisters and blood coming out of the back of my heels. So we need to do an audit of the shoes that we have in our wardrobe. Even those heels that are uncomfortable to walk in, if shoes are uncomfortable, then they need to be removed from our wardrobe. The next tip that I have for you to build the wardrobe that you love is to choose about 2 to 3 base colors and maybe 1 or 2 accent colors that you really love in your wardrobe. As for me, it's neutrals, and one of my favorite colors is olive green. However, I do have a lot of tans, chocolate browns, creams, burgundy, things like this that I'm wearing today. So choose 2 to 3 base colors that you really love wearing all the time, and then maybe 1 to 2 accent colors. And these are the colors that you are going to be primarily bringing into your wardrobe when you want to purchase new items. Now, the next tip that I want to share with you ladies that helped me to build the wardrobe that I love is to utilize versatility and the mix and match formula. When you have items that you can utilize with other items in your wardrobe, you can style them in multiple ways. And this is going to be a game changer for your wardrobe, because it doesn't mean that you necessarily have to buy anything new. You just have to learn different ways how to style what you already have. And one of the things that I would encourage some of you ladies to do is to go on Pinterest. You can get new ideas of how to style a blazer, new ideas on how to wear a white button-down shirt in multiple ways, or you can just watch some of my videos and get some tips from me, shameless plug. But you can also just have items in your wardrobe that might be older, but you can style them in different ways if they pair well with the other items in your wardrobe. Now, this next tip I want to give you should actually move up to tip number 2, but it is to identify your personal style. Now, your personal style does matter. Your climate that you live in, your type of employment, your social life, and also the budget that you have to purchase new items. Now, these things are super important, and our own personal style is personal to us. And this is why we have to take some time to identify what our personal style is. And the way you can do that is simply look at what you reach for all the time. Are you the type of woman that loves to wear a denim look all the time? Are you a person that loves to wear more elegant and classy pieces all the time? Or maybe you're a person that loves to wear gym clothes a lot, trainers and things like that. But no matter what it is, we have to identify our personal style. I would define my personal style as classic, elegant, and timeless, because this is normally how I dress all the time. Even when I'm going out with something casual on, like a pair of denim jeans, the way I class it up is to add a scarf, a cashmere sweater. So I would consider this a very classic and timeless way of dressing for my personal style. Now, your personal style might be different than mine, but we still need to identify it, because this is the only way that we're going to feel beautiful and that we're going to love the wardrobe that we purchase. Now, my next tip is to shop smart and to avoid impulse buying. I cannot reiterate the importance of shopping smart, because we need to know the items that we need to fill into our wardrobe before going on a shopping spree, because sometimes once we are in a store, we can impulse buy if something is either on sale and you may not even really need the item, or if something just looks appealing to you. It is our natural nature to want to purchase things that we actually do not really need. Now, I'm not trying to tell you not to shop or anything like that, because I am a person who likes to buy new things from time to time, and I will continue to actually do that. But when it comes to building a wardrobe that you actually love, we need to make sure that we are shopping smart. We don't want to clean out our closet and remove the things that we never wear and then replace them with other things because we've impulse bought that we are not going to wear. So shopping smart is the next tip to building the wardrobe that you really love. The next tip is practical, but it is to take care of your clothes. Mend them when necessary, especially if they are high quality items that might just need a little bit of mending, or maybe there's something that has a little bit of fuzz or dust or something that needs to be removed from the item. Take care of your clothes. The next thing is to wash them properly. We want to make sure that we are not improperly washing our items so that they don't shrink up. Now, cashmere is something that you really have to be careful with, and I have just recently learned how to take care of my cashmere sweaters. And then the next thing with regard to taking care of our clothing is to rotate them seasonally. Now, one of the things that I do is when it comes to the spring and the summer season, I remove my winter clothes and I pack them, sometimes in suitcases. And when it comes to my sweaters, I always put these moth protector things into the suitcases. And then they also sell these bags that you can buy, I believe, from Amazon. Pack away your winter items and store them properly. And then you want to bring out those items that are for the spring and summer times. But we need to rotate our wardrobe seasonally. And when you rotate your wardrobe seasonally, this is going to allow you the opportunity to wear everything in your wardrobe, or at least most everything in your wardrobe year round. And this is going to give you that cost per wear. Now, the last tip I have is something that I'm really passionate about, which is to consider more sustainable materials like organic cotton, for example. One of the things that I want to mention to you ladies is that a staple piece for me is to always have an organic cotton t-shirt. I do not plug my own business much in my videos, but I'm going to plug my organic cotton t-shirt here for my brand. And if you want to purchase one of these t-shirts, then please click on this little prompt here that's popping on the screen and take a look around and see if there is anything that is a good fit for you. But I believe in purchasing organic cotton materials and materials that are more sustainable, that are more natural, because they are better for the environment and they're better for the skin. There is so much waste that happens when it comes to the fashion industry, and we need to be careful with this because this waste is actually impacting the environment. Back in the olden days, I would say back in the 1940s and 1950s, a lot of the people looked really elegant, they looked really put together, but they did not have the option to have multiple items in that era. They would always have things that were of better quality material that they could mend time after time, and they were also pieces that they could style together with other pieces in their wardrobe. So we want to choose sustainable pieces like organic cotton, cashmere, wool, silk. These are all materials that's going to last you time after time, and they're going to have less impact on the environment. Okay, ladies, so that is all I have to share in today's video. I hope you've enjoyed these tips, and if any of them were helpful to you, please give this video a like, and also feel free to share this video with anyone you feel may benefit with the tips that I shared in today's video. And once again, if you are just landing on my channel for the very first time, my name is Teresa, and this channel is all about leveling up and becoming more elegant and more graceful. And if you're interested in that, please go ahead, subscribe to the channel, and join our community of women that are becoming more elegant and more graceful. And as always, I will see you in my next video.